As soon as a woman calls herself independent, that's a red flag to me. We don't like independent women. We do like self-sufficient women, but there's a major difference between the two. We don't mind self-sufficiency. A woman that has her own career, her own place, cars, money, businesses, we don't mind that. But the minute you start to idolize your independence is where we see red flags, because there's a certain spirit that comes along with that.
If there's anything that men have been consistent with, is telling you women that they want to control and subdue you, but at the same time they want you doing financial provision, they want you doing all the old labor, but they want to take the glory and also subdue you in the process. What men want is that you do not know your value, you do not know your worth, so that they can be able to easily subdue you, and they do not have to appreciate you for all the things that you do. He said they want a self-sufficient woman, but they do not want an independent woman. Tell me who is what is self-sufficiency? Because it's like my dictionary is broken now. I think my dictionary has to be broken, because independence is actually self-sufficiency, but they pick a particular word, just like they do to submission and subservience. Even though they are all synonyms of the same, they are synonyms of the same word, they have the similar or the same meaning. These people just try to make you, to gaslight you. The only thing they have a problem with that word independence is when you're talking about independence, you talk about self-governing. And that is what they don't have, because for some reason they can find self-sufficiency may not necessarily mean self-governance, but independence actually means self-governance. So that is what men have a problem with, the fact that an independent woman is a self-governed woman. So they carefully pick the words that they use. It is just women who are too deluded in this entire thing, and they think men actually mean good for them when they say these things. Let me give you an analogy so that it helps you understand this independence and self-sufficiency thing. Take example with Nigeria before independence. Before independence, Nigeria had all its natural resources, and it had these things in excess. So the country can survive without colonialism, because they had all these natural resources, so they can actually find a way to be good on their own. But they were not independent because colonial masters were present. But they became independent, which means they became not subordinate to the colonial masters, and they could govern themselves. They had their own president, and they could elect their own president among themselves. So that is the same thing with a man and a woman relationship. When they say they do not want an independent woman, it just means, just like the colonial masters were colonizing Nigeria and they were ruling over Nigeria, that is how men want to rule over you and not give you independence, but they want you to be self-sufficient, like having those natural What that guy said, resources. that there is a spirit that comes with a woman knowing that she's independent. There are so many women who are married, but they are self-sufficient, so they do everything in their households, and that include the plumbing work or getting a plumber. Most people don't even do the plumbing work or doing the lawn in their house. Those things that they tell you that are masculine things that men do around the house, those are things that people can easily contract. So an independent woman knows that she can easily get a man outside to do that, or she can pay the services of somebody, right? She can employ the service of another person to come and do those things, like the plumbing in her house, like the lawn, those kind of things. But a self-sufficient woman is a woman who can take a man, keep a man in the house and still do those things, because she's self-sufficient, right? But she still believes that she's under a man. So you see that what may be similar in meaning, but the little differences that they have here, men carefully choose the words that they throw at your face, and then they want you as confused as possible. Even though independence and self-sufficiency are similar or synonyms of the same word, there is a slight difference, and that is what men dwell on. It is bold of you as a woman to think that men are stupid, and then they just say the things that they say out of stupidity. But it is bold of you. When it comes to being evil, men are not stupid. They are meticulous with what they pick, right? And that's the same thing with submission and subservience. They look for a word that captures everything that they want. Independence has to do with self-governing. Self-sufficiency does not necessarily need self-governance. So they would accept a woman being self-sufficient. You can provide for yourself, you can do work, you can be useful to them around the house, but then you do not have to self-govern because they want to govern you, they want to control you. Men are consistent with what they say they want. Women are just deluded by what they think they hear men say. Listen to men carefully and you would see and hear what they say. Do not be deluded by the beauty of syntax, by the beauty of the choices of words that they put together. Do you understand? Do not be deluded by it. Go into the semantics of what men are saying. Men want to control you, they want to subdue you, but they don't want you to even get anything in return. Nothing at all.